Okay mga Lods, bigyan natin ng reaction tong video na to kung bakit sinisisi nitong si Joey tsaka si Sas ang mga kakamping kasi hindi sila hardcore na gusto nilang Marcos resign. Bakit ba kasi Marcos resign? Una sa lahat, sino ba papalit kapag umupo si Marcos? Nobody wants that or kayo lang ang may gusto niyan. So mag-antay na lang kayo ng 2028. Kung gusto nyo ganito, papayag akong Marcos resign basta si Vico yung papalit. Talay.
They were actually very disappointed. Bakit? That the call on Bongbong Marcos is very soft.
Bakit?
Ito yung sinasabi ko nung isang araw na ang may gusto talaga ng rally na hindi tatawagin si Bongbong para mag-resign ay mga yellow elites lang.
Mga leader.
Yung mga leader, correct. Kasi ang gusto nilang mangyari is that Bongbong Marcos should investigate yung corruption tapos binibigyan daw nila ng 6 months.
Hindi, kasi ano yung alternative? Sige nga, may tatlong alternative kasi yan kung sakasakaling mag-resign or magkaroon ng revolution dito sa Pilipinas. Number 1 is si Sara Duterte yung papalit, yung successor to the throne. Okay? Number 2 is a revolutionary government, a total overhaul of the government. I don't think na mangyayari yung number 2 na yun. It's almost impossible. Kasi magkakaroon ka ng resistance within the government itself kasi meron sa gobyerno ngayon na okay pa sa kanila itong administrasyon na to. 'Di ba? Ano ba ang dalawang ingredients ng successful na EDSA? Number 1 is the police power. If you lose control of the police, walang poprotekta sa Malacanang. So, what the people will do is pag sumugod sila ng Malacanang, walang pipigil sa kanila. What's the second one? The second one is military power. Kasi kung wala kang police, pero may militar ka, same idea. Okay? Kung yung police nag-defect, ayun na. 'Di ba? So, ano yung example nito? So, nung EDSA 1, si Enrile at saka si Ramos, 'di ba? Si Enrile sa AFP, si Marcos naman sa PNP. O nung EDSA 2, si Lacson at saka si Angelo Reyes. So dalawa, 'di ba? To the point na si Angelo Reyes, yung AFP chief noon, sobrang nag-guilty siya dun sa nangyari kay Gloria na he took his own life kasi parang mali talaga yung ginawa niya for the country. So, anong nangyari after noon? Yung nagkaroon pa nga ng EDSA 3, try nyong hanapin. Nagkaroon ng yung mga taong bayan, attack Malacanang. Okay? You can find this Kasi, eto kasi yung historical perspective ng EDSA and how they are trying to make this a political party battle between the DDS and the PING. It's not. Okay? The point here is that the most people na pumunta sa EDSA were most of them were kakamping. Sige, meron din naman mga DDS, meron din naman mga apologists na ayaw nila sa corruption. The point here is that meron kang tatlong option The first one is to just ask for accountability but everything remains the same. Meaning to say the current system remains and we're just going to look for accountability. So, ano yung ginawa ng presidente natin? Tandaan nyo, he was the first one to... Kasi tinanggal nila yung importanteng context na yun dito sa usapin na to That's why it's so disappointing na sobrang daming naniniwala pa rin sa mga ganitong klaseng propaganda. Okay? What was the point? What was the call of Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Mahiya naman kayo. So hindi yun kasalanan ng mga tao if they want a peaceful rally. Okay? It's just disappointing itong ginagawa nitong mga tao na to. Let's continue.
Sino sinabi ni Vice Ganda? Sabi ni Vice Ganda, bibigyan daw nila ng 6 months si Bongbong Marcos para i-figure out kung sino ang mga korap at ipakulong ang mga korap.
Okay, in 7, tuloy muna natin.
Kaya, hinahamon ka namin, Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, kung gusto mong magkaroon ng magandang legasiya, ang pangalan mo, ipakulong mo lahat ng magnanakaw.
So yan ang...
Okay, so i-pause natin dyan. May due process kasi. Due process is not instant. Matagal yan. I would know. Kasi ako, kinasuhan na ako, nagkaso na ako, and it's very expensive, and it's very matagal. So, dahan-dahanin muna natin to Step by step by step. Okay, so nangyari yung rally ng September, yung SONA muna. Nangyari yung SONA noong July, okay? The ICI was enacted bandang August, okay? So, we are almost 3 months in after the SONA. Sa after the SONA na yon, ang daming lumabas na anomalya from the DPWH. Marami nang kinasuhan at this point in time. Okay, hindi naman sila makukulong agad-agad, okay? Some of the contractors like sila Bryce, sila Henry Alcantara, and then yung si Roberto Tiglao ba yun? Yung pangalan nun, yung isang USEC, they have all confessed. Okay, they have all confessed, and some of them even made reparations without due process. Nagkusang loob silang isole. Yung worth ng naisole according to the ICI or according to actually to the DPWH head, si Vince, is nasa around 500 million pesos na in assets. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, malaki na yung naibalik sa Pilipinas at this point in time. So, that's not enough. Hindi pa enough yun kasi wala pang napapakulong eh. So, hindi pa wala pang tawag dito, hindi pa nagmamaterialize yung call out ng mga kakampings kay Bongbong Marcos. How long will it take? 7 days? Kasi tandaan nyo, from the rally sa September 21, today is September 29. Almost, wala pang 1 week nangyayari yung rally na yon. Pero at this point in time, masasabi natin na gumagalaw yung kaso. Napakabilis. Kung titignan mo in a grander picture. 'Di ba? Even the president's cousin is not absolved dito. 'Di ba? Kung ang problema lang talaga, hindi kasi malakas yung ebidensya. Ang standards ng DOJ ngayon sa kasuhan is mataas na. Hindi lang probable cause. Sa kanila kailangan reasonable certainty of conviction. Meaning to say, pag kinasuhan ka sa korte, tapos nag-approve ang fiscal dyan, most likely mananalo ka sa court. Okay? Alam ko yun. Paano ko nalam yun? Kasi nagkaso na rin ako eh. Literal na sinasabi sa amin ng mga abogado ko at ng fiscal ko kung ano na yung standards, prima facie evidence and reasonable certainty of conviction. Ganon kahigpit na yung mga korte natin for today. Okay? So, hindi siya instant. Kasi itong mga DDS na to, gusto nila instant. Meron kasing instant, okay? Yung instant is papalitan mo, i-overhaul mo yung buong gobyerno na yon. Again, babalik tayo dun sa dalawang dinidiscuss ko. Yung isa is a revolutionary government, total overhaul. Papayag ako dun, basta si Vico Soto yung iuupo nyo. Pangalawa is yung si Sara Duterte yung uupo nyo, which is the most likely scenario na gusto nitong mga DDS na to. Ang answer ko dyan, no. Kasi magpa-perpetuate din yung the same system. It's the same constitution. It's the same branches of government. There is no apparent change. Just the people running the circus. Diba? So, makikita nyo ngayon kasi ang dami nilang sinasabi. May NPA pa, which is, may mga ni-red tag pa. Yung mga nanggulo are nanggulo because nahikayat sila ng ibang mga tao na manggulo. Akala nila free for all na. Kaya nga sinira nila yung Sogo eh. Tuloy natin. Sabi ko sa inyo, itong mga DDS na to, parang gusto lang nila yung anarchy for the sake of anarchy para pumalit yung gusto nilang mga kandidato. It ain't gonna happen. Antay tayo ng 2028. Malapit na naman eh. 'Di ba? 2.5 years, we're done with this administration and then go. Oh, tuloy.
Deal ng mga yellow pinks kay Bongbong Marcos. Bigyan daw ng 6 months si Bongbong Marcos para ikulong ang mga corrupt.
Actually, mabilis yun ha. And things are really moving fast. And shoutouts kay Yusek Vince. Kasi at least siya, talagang seryoso siya sa mga nagkakaso. Marami nang nakasuhan ngayon. Pero again, it ain't gonna happen quick. Kasi, eto na lang, yung personal case ko, usually 3 buwan nang tinatagal niyan. Mabilis na yung 2 buwan. Okay? It's just so misleading na parang, pagka nakinig ka dito, feeling mo talaga there is a big problem of corruption. And parang ang solution na lang is to change the government. But again, the problem is not the people running it. The problem is the system that allows these people to game the system. Halimbawa, ito, isang example, yung mga insertions na yan. Insertions is useful basta gagamitin mo ng tama. Basically, ang sinasabi lang niyang insertions na yan. Okay, may problema yung distrito ko. Kailangan ko ng bagong tulay. Kailangan ko ng bagong eskwela. Kailangan ko ng this and that infrastructure. So, kailangan ko ng X amount of money coming from the government. Patutulungan nyo ba ako? That's all. That's all yung sa insertions. Na yun lang yung ibig sabihin ng insertions nun. It becomes corrupt if the people actually spending the money is in cahoots in stealing it, di ba? So, what is the guarantee na kapag pumalit si VP Sara Duterte, ay mababago yung sistema? It won't. It won't change at all. Kasi yun at yun pa rin eh. It's the same constitution, it's the same structure of government, it's the same congressman, it's the same senators. Iba lang sila na maging allegiance, di ba? Meron pa rin, kung si VP Sara yung presidente, meron pa rin siyang funds for insertions. Meron pa rin siyang kapasidad na ganun. Meron pa rin small council sa Congress na ganun yung gagawin. Di ba? So, look at this issue in a broader perspective. The problem is not the pinks. The problem is not the DDS even. It's not even the apologies. The problem is corruption. It knows no color. So, pag nakikinig kayo sa mga ganito kasi, baka nami-mislead kayo eh. Miski ako eh. Baka kasi iniisip nyo na anti-Duterte lang ako. Hindi. Etong mga ganitong pyesa, it is to show you the bigger problem of corruption and how ridiculous it is that the solution is Sara Duterte. She's not. She's not the solution. Even Lenny is not the solution dito. The solution here is knowing the problem and voting the right people pagdating ng panahon. Okay? Let's just work with the system that we have right now. And if we truly want change, let's go for the final option, which is the revolutionary government. Pero I'm not asking us to do that. Kasi may trabaho pa tayo bukas eh. May trabaho pa kayo bukas eh. Huwag kayong sumama sa mga ganun, mga tanga. Ayun lang.
Tanga.
Gaya mga lods.